It's game time.
This was originally released on our Those Guys Play channel. Links in the description box down below.
Oh, Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year.
But, Matt, it isn't Christmas.
Oh, Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year.
Today I'm going to be reviewing Santa Claus no Tora... it's Santa Claus no Tor... the Santa Claus game that was released on the Famicom disk system.
So this is how you decided to spend your quote-unquote Christmas?
That's right.
I didn't even know you owned a Famicom disk system, or even a Famicom.
Neither did I.
Santa Claus no Takarabako, aka Santa Claus's Treasure Chest, was released for the Famicom disk system in Japan in 1987. It was never released in the US, and for that, I will be thanking Nintendo for as long as I live. This is the kind of game you would get from your aunt at Christmas and beg her to get you socks next time. It was developed by Musical Plan Ltd. And published by Data East. Musical Plan are the developers behind Ikanari Musician, a rhythm game where you can create your own music using a digital keyboard. It's creative, but if we're looking at it as a standalone game, you can already tell that Santa Claus no Takarabako is going to be a hoot. And when it comes to Data East, they have created some amazing games, so I imagine this one won't be in one of their collections. So what makes this game so bad? Well, before we even turn the game on, we need to make sure that the game is turned onto the right side. And I know this was due to hardware limitations at the time, but the problem is how the game is divided up on both sides, but more on that later. Also, there were kiosks that were available at different locations across Japan at the time that allowed you to rewrite Famicom Disk System games. It is worrying that buying one in the wild may mean that you don't have a full working game. Once we do get the ball rolling, though, we're greeted with a virtual Christmas card. And I do have to say that it's funny that music is in the developer's name, because the music in this game sounds amazing, and does seem to take advantage of the better audio quality that the disk system can offer. The problem is that the music is absent from certain chunks of the game. When we get to the menu, Santa is eerily staring at you as if he got your soul as a gift at the office Christmas party. Thankfully, the music does start up eventually. So we have two options: Xmas card and party games. The controls are a bit wonky when compared to what's considered the norm nowadays, but it's not hard to get used to. Pressing select takes the place of the directional buttons, and pressing start helps you move forward on the menu. Xmas card allows you to make your very own Christmas card. It's cute, albeit tedious due to the fact that you have to type everything out with your controller. And there's no music during a part of the game where you really want to feel the holiday spirit. I will say though, the options are fun. You can choose different songs to go with your virtual card, as well as different visuals. Also, you can edit Santa using the different color palettes and turn him into some Jack Frost nightmare. Sadly, this really is your user version because it doesn't affect Santa on the menu. However, if you make sure to save the card, it will show up during the beginning of your game. Now, here's where things get bad, and if you think the Christmas card thing was bad, then here's where things get worse. When selecting party games, you have to flip the disc onto its A side. That's right, the game itself isn't even on the side you load the game from. As if kids don't want to play, they want to make Christmas cards 24/7. Now that Party Games is ready to go, we are greeted to 4 minigames. Haha, yes, that's right, I said minigames. I should also note that the word game is stretching it. We have bingo game, roulette game, slot machine, and poker dice. Man, am I confused. I know Japan does Christmas differently than us, but playing the slots on Christmas? Really? So let's play bingo. You just hit B, and then do nothing. Literally, you don't have to hit Jack because it chooses one for you. Hitting the bomb does nothing. Woohoo! You get the same tune no matter what. You think I'm lying? Let's speed it up. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. And when you're left with only one tile on the board, it resets. Like Limbo, or if I'm trying to be more positive, hell! Next is Roulette Game. This game both is and isn't roulette, so they can't show the wheel turning, so the icon moves instead. And literally, again, this is a theme here, nothing happens. Excellent. And now we're at the slots. This I know how to play. You just pull the lever, and yeah, I get nothing but lose every time. Literally, this is it. I do have to say though, it does seem like the most accurate depiction so far, and I did get a thrill when I got 3 cherries, which saved me from the abyss of losing all my money. Or the freedom of potentially being booted from the minigame. Your call. Poker dice is actually a real thing. I didn't know if it was a bad translation in a Japanese game, but no, there is a point to this. One that will take way too long to explain in this review, but I will say that the rules are very simplified for this game. And what should be noted is, for some of you that know a bit more about the game, even when you get a card straight, nothing happens. And that's my biggest criticism of all these minigames. It feels like nothing is ever really happening. You're just there. And it's even hard to call these games when you play with only one button and there's no winning or losing. It might seem a bit more fun when you're playing with a friend, but I think that depends on the company you have. This is one of the worst games I've ever had the misfortune of playing. I think the Christmas card portion was cute, but tedious, and the minigames can't even be called that. The music is a delight, but the jingles from the minigames become repetitive and absolutely dreadful. Merry Christmas! I give this game 1.5 out of 5 Jack Frost Santas.
You know, speaking of that game, I should probably play it right now. Where is the Famicom disk system, by the way? Also, where's my tree?
Did you really not notice a Famicom and a Famicom disk system stealing your tree?
Oh, that's what they were doing. You know, that makes sense, actually. Well, either way, I guess we learned the true meaning of Christmas.
That a Famicom and a Famicom disk system will steal your Christmas tree without you noticing?
Sure, why the hell not?